Wells Fargo is predicting rates below 5.65 by Q4 of next year. Moody Analytics says rates will be around 5.5 by Q4 of next year. And Fannie Mae is coming in pretty close, saying rates will be somewhere around 5.7 12 months from now. So, buy now or wait? Hey everybody, it's Alyson with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. This buy now or wait question is creating a real dilemma for buyers and sellers already because rates are hovering right around 6% now, bringing us to our newest low rate for where we've been for a few years. And those projections that I just shared, where we're looking at 5.65 or 5.5 or 5.7, are not large changes. They're not huge improvements in monthly payments. So then the question is, well, do I buy now where prices are lower, or do I wait and see what it looks like? Prices will probably be higher because we'll have gone through another year, a little bit of appreciation. What's my benefit risk ratio? Waiting might be right for you for a couple of different reasons. Number one, rates. They might even be lower than what these projections are saying. It's probable they will not be higher, but they definitely could be lower. So if rates have been a stumbling block, then you might see something that is much more in your favor another 12 months from now. Next, when to buy is all about you as the buyer. It is not about anybody else's timeline. It is not about when your friends and family say you should. If they say you should wait and you should rent, you should never buy. If they say, oh my gosh, you have to buy right now. If all the talking heads just like me on the internet say, buy now, it doesn't matter. It is all about you. It is all about where is your credit score? How much savings do you have? What is your income? Where is your down payment? And what are your goals? Because the more you work on improving all of the financial side of things as you move toward your goal, the better you're going to get your interest rate and your payments. Third, the election may have you waiting. I know people who may be impacted by the election results. It may change their job status, it may change their income, it may change contracts that are coming in, it may change whether or not they can work from home. There are all sorts of fingers into the marketplace that the election could have. So it may just be causing some uncertainty for you individually. It always causes a little uncertainty across the world economy, local economy, and all sorts of other pieces too. So we see that the market contracts a little bit. It slows down as people wait. They just want to see what the answer is. It's not so much that it makes big changes. It's just the not knowing yet. So waiting until the election's over may make perfect sense for you. And by the time that's done, there are 7 weeks left in the year. Getting a purchase in before Christmas could be really tight and not feel comfortable between the holidays and some vacations. The fourth reason buying now just may not be the best choice for you is inventory is lower. Now, let's get real about that. We have almost 3 months of inventory in the Denver market, but we are lacking on a lot of fresh inventory, and what is sitting there is a lot of languishing inventory. So that means there are good deals to be had. We'll talk more about that, but there is a lot less of the fresh, good stuff hitting the market. That comes in the spring and summer buying season. So you often don't get everything. You don't get your cake and eat it too in the real estate market. You don't get both lots of fresh inventory and great deals and prices. You get one or the other. Next is haggling. This is a season of the year where the buyers who are out in this last quarter, particularly November and December, are generally very motivated buyers. The same is true for sellers. So we have this funny dynamic. The buyers go and look at these homes and they think, well, this is a very motivated seller. They really need to sell this house. I should be able to get a great deal. In this market right now, with all the inventory we have, true. The sellers sit back and they have their house on the market thinking, anybody who is buying a home at this time of year really needs to buy a home. Nobody is moving during the holidays by choice. They need my house. So sometimes the sellers come off a little bit like, you're lucky to have my house. So it can get a little funny in terms of negotiations. Again, right now we're in a space and a place in time where buyers are still ruling the roost a little bit more. But if you don't want to be a seller or a buyer who is putting yourself out on the market in a season where you come across as needing versus wanting, the last quarter of the year just may not be the time for you. So why might buying now play to your advantage? First, rates are down. We're at around 6% right now. As I mentioned at the start of the video, that differential, 1/3 to 1/2 of a percentage point, if that bears to be true, is not that significant. Every little bit helps. We love to have a lower rate. However, you can negotiate with rates. You can get strategic on what you're doing with your contract and how you work with the seller. We could get you a temporary buy down. We can get you a permanent buy down, and we can elongate that time before the refinance. And everything we can do to stretch out time between refinances and save you that money is well worth it too. So if we're getting a house at around 6% today, and we get you, even let's say we do temporary buy down and we do a 2-1, so you're at 4% for the first year and 5% for the next year. Well, what do you think might happen in the next 2 years? We could be down in the high 4s before you need to even reconsider refinancing. That might be even better than waiting for 12 months and locking in at 5.75, 5.5. Next is inventory and days on market. So just like it can be a con and make you want to wait till next year, it can so work to your advantage now. We have about 3 months of inventory available. There is fresh stuff coming to market, but not as much. It is not the spring buying season. It is not when sellers are pushing out inventory ahead of the school year. So everything that is good is going off market in about a week. I just had sellers a couple weeks ago, right after Labor Day, come to market with a beautiful house. It went under contract with multiple offers, and we ended up with a cash offer well over list price that closes in just a couple weeks. The easy button houses are moving quickly. But if you see a floor plan you love, if you see a lot you love, a location you love, and you're open to work, and yes, we can negotiate down on the price there's been sitting there, then this might be the time for you. The days on market are long for a lot of these homes, and sellers want to be done. Some of them may pull their house off the market for the holidays. They may not feel any urgency. Others may really feel a need to get a house sold before the end of the year. A third reason why buying before the end of the year may really work to your advantage is prices. They are on their downward trajectory, right? We hit our low point in the Denver market typically in December or January. Our peak is usually May or June. That means if we hit our peak in May or June, we are on the downward trajectory until the holidays, year-end, New Year season. If you can buy in that quarter before we get to the bottom, right around the bottom, that is the sweetest spot because we are usually on the way back up so fast. Most of the years we come rocketing out of the holidays, seeing week over week changes. I would say the market changes about every 2 weeks once we get out of the kind of New Year doldrums, let me do my New Year's resolutions, all those things. So by the time we've gotten to Super Bowl and beyond, the market is on a fast-paced trajectory of change. In the middle of all that, use the election to your favor. It's going to put people back on their heels. It's gonna make sellers feel nervous. If they don't have their house moving by the time they thought, they see the election coming and realize that by the time that is over, they have 7 weeks roughly till the end of the year, or at least till Christmas. Not much happens between Christmas and New Year. They are going to be anxious for their home to move. So we have a few weeks left here as we head into Q4, and then it is marked and dotted by major milestones. We have election, 3 weeks to Thanksgiving, 4 weeks to Christmas, 1 week to New Year. Use all of that to your advantage, and I really think you could get a good deal for yourself before 2025. Now, I saved my best, my favorite, my biggest reason of all to buy before the end of the year till now, and that is builder Q4 incentives. If you are into new builds, if that is what your eye is on, or you're really focused there and an existing home is way down your list, this is the time to get a new build home. Those Q4 incentives from builders, if they have not met their goals, are huge. And I was just doing a walkthrough with one of my builders the other day, and it's one I work with a lot. And they said, man, I sure hope it picks up next year. It has been slow. And my ears were like burning. And I'm just thinking, how big of a set of incentives can I get between now and the end of the year? When they tell me those things, it was not a salesperson, by the way. It was one of the supers who's doing the building because they don't think the way I think. But I just look at that and go, oh man, there are probably going to be some big incentives as we wrap up 2024. I don't know how they're resetting their goals for 25, probably with a strong upward trajectory because of what they see the rates are doing. The builders did not have a bad year this year. They put a lot of money into having a good year. They spent a lot to get the rates down. They spent a lot to get the buyers coming, but they are definitely projecting a better, stronger year in 2025. But they need to meet their goals. They have stakeholders they need to please. So this is really the strongest reason to keep your eye on the prize and get a house before next year starts. They don't really care a lick in the first quarter. They will be watching to see if they fall off a cliff and if they aren't going to meet their goals. But otherwise, they're just not as excited to sell homes then as they are now. So buy now or wait. Well, if rates only move 1/3 or 0.5% over the next year, I do not think that we're going to have the wild market that has been conjectured for 2025. I've said that could possibly happen. You are certainly going to hear about it elsewhere. It is absolutely going to make headlines because the clickbait is real. However, with the feds trying to keep tight control over the downward trajectory of rates because they don't want a repeat of the COVID era, I think what we're going to see is a strong market, an excited market, one that sellers should feel good about for spring season and putting their home on the market, one where buyers should feel like they're going to have a decent amount of inventory. But I don't think we're going to see insanity. Buying now, you get motivated sellers, fewer competitive offers, a dream price, and possibly even a dream rate, depending on what you negotiate in your contract. You'll certainly get more choice if you wait until next year. You should absolutely be getting a better rate than even today based on all projections and what the feds are promising. And even though prices will go up, there is no reason to think they're going to go in the downward direction at this point in time. That offset in rates should really keep your buying power in good position. For those of you in saving mode, here's some math for you. For the 9 years between the end of the Great Recession and the start of COVID, more normal years, because we do not look at COVID as anything normal, and the Great Recession was not either. So those 9 years, the average annual home value appreciation in the Denver market was 8.3%. The range was around 2% to 12%, but almost every year we were in that 8% range, 8, 9, 10. 8 was most common. Let's just theorize that we have 8% home price appreciation in 2025. It could still totally be worth it for you to wait and save, like this fantastic couple that I just met with the other week, and we talked about the buy now or the wait. Well, if they bought today, their budget is under $800, let's say $780. And if they wait to buy this time next year, a full 12 months, their budget's like $900,000 and rates are on the decline. So their buying power improvement by waiting is more than 15%, which far outpaces what we would anticipate the Denver market will grow by over the next 12 months. Hands down, they're in much better position to wait. Now, the homes they're looking for and what they like also runs around $900,000. So they are gonna have to talk about and look at what their ideal home is gonna be in another year. But I think that part will get figured out. So you may be in a similar position, and this is why the buy now or wait is never a pat answer. You may be in a far better position in a year than you would be today. Want to chat more about buying in Q4 or 2025? Please reach out. We would love to chat. And I will see y'all next week.